So would Kraken get into this? I mean, if the idea is really sort of democratizing betting, polls, surveys, and I mean, I heard somebody talking about how the long-term vision is really individual investors being able to make sort of factor bets, just like hedge funds. So for Kraken, getting ready for an IPO as well, do you sort of feel the pressure to be part of this trend?
So tokenization, I think, is an important piece on top of prediction markets. And then prediction markets is just another asset class where we would spend time in building it out. So the answer is yes, we're going to get into it, but we might be a liquidity provider, infrastructure provider, or a decentralized provider.
How do you envision Kraken's offerings, products, say in 3-5 years from now? What, at the end, what are you going to end up tokenizing?
So every asset, right? So fixed income, commodities, equities, capital formation, even companies that are publicly traded across all markets. So U.S. equities, Asian equities, Indian equities. The goal is that tokenization isn't a feature; it's a restructuring of global market architecture. Now that might seem confusing, but what we're used to worldwide is that we have closed jurisdiction-bound systems, whereas crypto, the rails, not the asset class, is open and it's always on and it's 24/7. So we acquired Bakkt. What do we do there? Similar to USDT or USDC, we acquire the assets one-to-one regardless of the jurisdiction. In this case, Xstocks is the brand that we have it under. It's infrastructure available for anyone, not just on Kraken. So it's available on Bybit, it's available on decentralized exchanges, it's available to even competitor exchanges, regardless of jurisdiction. And what we do is we control the full life cycle: issuance, trading, settlement, custody, and tokenized equities and distribution of that to any of our partners. That's really the power of what we're going to be able to do and what we've already done. We just crossed, I think, roughly about 14 billion in transactional volume. We only launched, a few months ago. So the point is that if you're in Asia, why wake up to US hours? You want to be able to trade any stock, any asset, regardless of what it is, 24/7 with global accessibility. So it's capital efficiency, collateral, and forward mobility depending on who you are. And stablecoins has been something everyone's been talking about, but the reason why it proliferated is that it's just massive distribution, more access to capital, and then more financial products that you can build. Tokenized equities is just a second wave now, on top of the first wave, where now you can achieve liquidity and utility across borders, which is like super, super powerful.
Let me ask you about your IPO plans, because you confidentially filed for an IPO in the United States last month, but you've also said you're not in a race to get out the door to do it. Given the current market volatility in the crypto world, Arjun, to what extent are you rethinking your timing, and might you even, sort of put it off indefinitely, given what's been happening in the gyrations of the market?
Look, what I can say very confidently is that we confidentially filed our IPO, and that's sort of what I would say, just about our own plans. But look, overall, when you look at just market cyclicalities, it's always going to be dependent on what a company wants to do. And our whole goal has been, over the last 15 years, we want to be able to build a great company that's durable and transparent for the long haul, given our counterparties and the people that we trust. And that's how we think about building our company. So IPO is just, we filed confidentially, and that's, what I can say most today.